Hey everyone, Shawn, Sav Mu. Hopefully you had a wonderful Christmas. By the time, I'll be actually in Mexico by the time you see this video.
Lucky you.
Yeah. And, I had a little 5-day gig, so I'll be in the middle of that, thinking about everyone. And, we wanted to use this opportunity to give you a little bit of a gift. So this particular session here would be our number 8 session in our off-season training for this 2020-2021 season.
On
The premium channel, absolutely. So you go to wisdomandgolfpremium.com and, basically my life's work is there, and now I get to share it with these two, right? And these have been wonderful, wonderful individuals. I couldn't ask for better students. They've been improving leaps and bounds, and I'm sure many of you who've been following us have noticed. I've noticed too. Couldn't be prouder than these two. So without further ado, let's get started with session number 8, which is really primo important. Those of you looking down at the ball, staring at the ball, and you got no place to go. That's a recipe for disaster. We'll show you why. But before we share these pearls of wisdom with you, we need you to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next one.
Please leave a comment down below and give us a thumbs up.
And please hit the bell so you never miss the video.
That's it. We get a notification bell so that way the next video comes out, you'll be notified. Sav says she's going first. Now, this particular video is very important because you have to be able to go through the ball. The ball is an intersection, not the target. It's like if I'm playing tennis and I am returning a backhand, what am I doing, Sav? What am I focused on?
Where you want to return it to?
Where I wanted to return it to. So I'm thinking cross court, back court, and I've made my decision. Then I know how to position myself, because if I wait too long, it's going down the line. If I want to go cross court, I'm going to catch it more over here. So my whole system adjusts itself in relation to where I want the tennis ball to go. Same in hockey, same in baseball. You want to help your team in softball. You want to get rid of that strikeout king. Ask him, where do you want to put the baseball? And he'll say, well, my favorite place to put the baseball is between first and second base, yay far. You go, okay, wait for the ball that matches that. No more strikeout king. So this is why we always start with a flight plan. So Sav, what's your flight plan?
A draw.
You're going to start it from where and end it where?
Start it on the corner of the pink diamond and bring it back to the center line.
Perfect. Step over here, make sure you confirm what you see. So Sav is using her binocular vision right now to, confirm that that's the direction that she's going to be using. There's a little T right here in front as she's using as an intermediate point, and she's going to direct her swing with that as well. So you tell me when you're ready to go, Sav.
Ready.
So what's your favorite task? When you're at this is the critical stage. So many of you are looking down at that ball and you're thinking, don't go in the bush to the left. Don't go in the water to the right. Please don't top it into the ditch in front of me, right? Whereas, what are you focused on?
Throwing it through my arc blur.
Arc blur, wow. For those of you who don't understand what arc blur means, I know there's a lot of, interrogation marks over your head right now. When you do a practice swing, you should see the blur of the club. So the blur of the club is going to be going through the ball and to the left of the intermediate point. So this is the path that you're seeing.
Yeah.
And you're throwing your club through that path and into the direction where you want to start it.
Yeah.
What intensity are you going to do that?
Effort level is going to be low.
3 out of 10?
Yeah.
And velocity level?
Probably like a 7.
A nice 7, solid 7 out of 10. So it's a solid second serve, attacking second serve in tennis.
Yeah.
All right.
Strain free.
Strain free. So. Beautiful.
Nice.
Started left of the green, drawn back to the left side of the green. Great stuff, Sav. So that's the flavor we're looking for.
It was a little toey, that's why, but
Fine.
that was the direction.
How do you know, and this is the secret to this video here, how do you know you stayed with that?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I'm just like at the point where like I just know.
You just know.
It's hard to explain.
So when you're staring down at the ball, your mind was on this side of the ball.
Yeah.
And you were expanding into that picture. So you stayed until the ball, the ball was already gone and you were still staying with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, I went that way. Okay, how did I do? And then you realized after the fact that you hit it off the toe.
Yeah.
That's in our target confirmation series on our premium channel. And it's like unbelievably important because the body language that you need to get there, and you'll see when I demonstrate with these tennis balls duct taped to golf shafts, the difference between throwing over there and throwing down here is literally 30 yards on the irons. Could be a lot more with the driver, right? So let's see you do that again. Now, another thing, here's another analogy that's going to help you seal the deal with your target. So we have this particular tool here that you really swing very well, Sav.
Yeah.
So we have these chains at the end with a ball at the end here, and it makes a big whistling sound.
Yeah.
Where should you hear the club whistle in your swing?
Over here.
Fastest point of the swing, people, is out here. So we're looking for the club to whistle out there. And if you looked at our video last week of our young Charlie Woods, and you see how on the way through, he's extending here. And you saw Joaquin Niemann extending out there. You'll see Dustin Johnson do the same thing. All the great players never extend at the ball. They're always extending at the target.
Yeah.
So let's hear that club whistle way out there. Oh, did you feel that?
Yeah.
You see her use those legs? That looks so good. All right. All right, so now go ahead and take your club. And here's the deal. This is really important. And we're going to share something with Mu right after this. That Kyle Berkshire dropped this unbelievable nugget to validate so much of the stuff that we do. I mean, that guy is like gone way up in my estimation. I mean, that guy's pretty smart. So let's see you deliver. You're looking for that whistle way past the ball in that direction. Nice. Look at that. Carbon copy, but further, you probably hit that a little more solid.
Yeah.
So You delivered the whistle there, and then you realized, hey, I hit that pretty good.
Yeah.
You're literally, when you're doing this, so see our video entitled Throwing the Club, Shawn Clement. Then see Throw the Club Straight, Shawn Clement. And then you're going to see Predict Solid Contact and Direction, right? Shawn Clement, Golf WRX. We did How to Put the Ball in the Way of Your Swing, Golf WRX, Shawn Clement. Now, and we're, by the way, there's a wonderful shelter here in Quebec City, and we're giving them a treat. We're making 2 big batches of pulled pork, and we're bringing that down. It's called La Maison Aube Rivière. And one of our students who's been president of that particular house, it's for the homeless in Quebec City. And they run an unbelievable operation. So we wanted to pitch in this year. And so Mu is making his amazing pulled pork recipe in our smoker. And we're bringing that over. And Nita's in the middle of making these sweet potato tarts.
So good.
Oh, they're unbelievable. So we're going to feed about 15 to 20 of them with that particular, treat. So we're really looking forward to bringing that over tomorrow. So, hey, thanks for that, Mu. That was a nice little alarm there. So back to, we're delivering there first and foremost, and then we see how we hit the ball. Do not, I repeat, do not attempt to correct anything just yet. You're literally 5 swings away from success, because your brain will figure out how to put the ball in the way if you keep going over there.
Yeah.
Right? So if you do a practice swing above the ball, Sav, go get that whistling sound out there. So you saw the blur, and you heard the whistle.
Yeah.
Drop your club to the grass. If you do the same whistle out there, do you feel like the stem of the dandelion's getting cut?
Yeah.
Let's go whistle out there. Yes. Yes. That's how we do it. Boom. It's getting closer and closer. So then the brain says, yes, it whistled out there. I was going for that. And then, yes, I got solid contact.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, dear. Mu. Yeah. So the Kyle Berkshire tip I was talking about with Mu before, because Mu, we've just realized that he's a little bit of a special case.
Yeah.
And I love the potential he has. So I'd like to see him start some long drive competitions locally.
Yeah.
And get him out there a little bit and pump him up. And then since he's already training hard in the gym, and we're seeing the fruits of his labor really start to show up. I mean, you're carrying the ball easily 320. I've seen you carry the ball further than that, and you're starting to basically need more space on the GC quad, because you've hit a few at 370.
Yeah, a couple.
And the GC quad's 374
On the
max
range.
on the range.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to take him on one of the holes, on one of the par 5s, and get him going out there. I can't wait to see you bust the 400 mark.
Yeah, that'll be pretty
It's
cool.
going to happen.
Yeah,
This guy's going to do it.
Yeah.
So Kyle Berkshire is talking about when he's doing his training.
Yeah, so when he's training, the tips that I've learned from his videos was that he trains at a high velocity. So he trains 2 parameters, which is club head speed and ball speed. And as your neurons build up from those train sessions, right, your central nervous system becomes faster at command. So then after that, you start to focus more on accuracy down the road, right?
That's it.
So when the accuracy matches with the speed of the neurons firing, it all balances out, and then he's able to hit it 400 yards to 450.
Isn't that cool?
It's pretty cool.
So the brain has to attach itself to where you want to deliver.
That's right.
And then you connect what's going on down here with that.
That's
Right?
Yeah.
Just like we did with Sav. We said, if you whistle out there, does it feel like you're going to cut the dandelion stem? So have a look at our grass whip training video, and you'll get an idea as to how and why that task works so well.
Yeah.
And in Mu's case, it's the volleyball compression. So go ahead and set up, Mu.
Okay.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was so good.
I was a lot more patient in the backswing there.
That was awesome, man. Right? So now the cool part of that is that golf ball is going to feel a lot lighter. It's going to feel like really easy to deliver out there. Go ahead. So what did you feel? Now, did you deliver in that direction first and foremost?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Yeah.
So you delivered there, but you felt something slide off the face.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And you realized that, you didn't really compress it enough.
Yeah.
The brain already knows what's happening, because I've seen Mu hit these gorgeous draws time and time again. I don't have to tell him what to do. He already knows. Yeah. So he's going to deliver another one into that picture, and the brain's going to naturally adjust to that. You never have to fix this, because every swing you make is a one of a kind, and your mind is constantly adapting to the next swing. So you had a picture.
Yeah.
You told your brain what you wanted.
Yeah.
You delivered there. You imprinted that into the picture.
Yeah.
And then you got what you got.
That's right. Yeah.
Brain just learned something. Go ahead. Compress the ball into that picture with weight. Bingo.
Et voila.
Now we have draw. We have, obviously you compress that because with a blade 7-iron you are at over 200 yards carry.
Yeah.
So your path was excellent.
Yeah.
Your angle of attack was stupendous, 4.5 down, right? So now we know that was through.
That was getting better, yeah.
This is a telltale sign here that we use with our GC quad. If we had something that was flat, on the way in or slightly up with the irons, we know that the delivery was too much down at the ball. So the release was down there and the person was preoccupied with what was going to happen with the ball, versus with what Mu just did, everything was releasing out to the target.
Correct.
Your previous swing was a little bit flatlined.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, that's good to tell.
So let's see you confirm that.
Okay.
Bingo.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
There we go.
Oh. You put the pin at 215, you bugger?
I did.
Right? How good was that?
So yeah, I just needed that. My brain just needed that feel.
Yes.
I wasn't getting that release.
So the first thing that we did with Mu is we go there and we observe the pattern. So he's releasing out there and the ball's starting in the direction we want, but it's not coming back.
Right.
And so we close the face a bit. Also, notice your tendency, you keep that closed,
From football.
right?
Yeah.
So we toe the foot open.
Yeah.
It allows you to go more left, but also it allows you to stay more behind it.
Yeah.
So that foot is actually going to help you stay behind that hit.
Yeah, like with the drivers it works, but I haven't applied it to the irons yet because I've been using this since like Ben Hogan lesson.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
So with the driver, you've been seeing a lot of success with that back foot.
Yeah, but
I remember, right? Because we did, when we did the Ben Hogan video,
yeah.
I could see you dropping that foot back and putting it in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
So we just need to translate the same thing in your 7-iron or in your iron shots.
Yeah.
Now, this final one. Here's just a golf shaft where we poked a shaft through 2 tennis balls and just taped the tennis balls to the end of the shaft. I use this when I'm having my students throw the club for the first time. It's a little safer.
Yeah.
So if I'm throwing this in that direction, tomahawk style, it would look like this. So notice, because I have my target right there, my brain knows when to shift, when to get out of the way, and when to let go. So if I do it underhand, like I'm skipping a stone on water or slashing a sword through the base of a bamboo shoot, it would look like this. So notice I still have my target, because even though I'm looking down here, my attention's over there, and I'm feeling how that would come out of my hands right over here. So the release that comes out of that, so if I take a club and I hold it in my bottom hand, so for those of you who find the club a little heavy like this, you can put it in both your hands. If I just allow the club to release me, I'm getting ready to throw the club in that direction. Can you see where the weight of the club is releasing my hand? Right there. So I'm feeling a little pop, a little snap right there. So I'm going to let the club snap me, just like what we just did with Mu. Mu was pushing a little on it. He's very, very strong, so it's sometimes a little difficult to feel the club. So we use the weight of the club to release him. He's able to identify that, and off he goes, and now we're getting the club to release. So I'm looking for that nice release in that direction. Now, what would happen if I took this and threw it at the ball? If those of you looking down at the ball and you're seeing just a golf ball and there's no place to put it, then you're going to have a tendency to go, I don't know where this is going. Oh, shoot. Throw it at the ball. And notice what happens. That's your classic over the top. So if you want an over the top swing, please make the ball your target. You won't have to worry about over the top anymore. You'll do it all the time. But if you don't want over the top, all you have to do is throw this that way towards the target. So my eyes are on the ball, but my attention's on that diamond-shaped target right down the middle there. And you'll notice from down the line, there is no over the top that can exist. It's gone. So now if we do the same thing, and you can see from down the line here, I use an intermediate point. I'm going to hit a nice little draw. I'm going to start at right edge of that intermediate point right there and draw it back to the center line. What I'm looking for now is a nice throw in that direction. I love throwing the club. If I throw the club in that direction and I don't let go, I feel the weight of the club snap me. There's this violent change of direction right here where the club stops going towards the target, snaps that lead hand under the trail hand, and then everything comes back at me. I'm looking down at the ball, I'm looking for that snap. So my confirmation is to feel the snap. My brain's over here, it's looking for a snap. If I snap from here, I miss. If I snap from here, I top. If I snap from here, it feels like I'm cutting a dandelion stem, which means now the contact with the ball is going to be right in the center of the club face. So what's it feel like when I go get that snap over there? Oh, yeah, it feels about like snap. Boom. Starts right of where I want it to, drawn back. You can bring the green over, I got 8-iron here. 215 is a little ambitious for that. Put it at 180, please. Thank you. So let's try that again. You kids. So I'm feeling a nice snap in that direction. I'm looking for that wonderful snap with ease. Oh, does that feel good? Fantastic. Drawn right back to the right side of the green. 185 carry. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. I'm happy with that. So my attention is in that direction, and notice now it's just going a little to the right of where I want it to start it. Just a little more. I'm going to start a little tighter with that. So what I'm going to do, oh yeah, it is going to the right edge. So I'm going to aim left edge of that tee, and then I'm going to release over the intermediate point. So look at my blur. Throw. So now I'm going to throw it over the blur to the right edge. Here we go. Looking for the snap with ease. So that was closer to the right side. Yeah. And now we're on the green. There you go. 180 carry, just a hair thin. No need to correct anything. Let's confirm that. Aim left edge. Play the ball a hair back of center. Get behind the ball. I'm going to feel a nice snap in that direction. What's that feel like? Oh, yeah, that nice. Oh, dude. That's over the flagstick. Boom! 184 carry right over the flag. Right? So notice how I'm just staying with my task, just like throwing darts. They say, hey, you throw darts at the bullseye 1 hour a day for 2 weeks, focus only on the bullseye, nothing else. You'll have a spray pattern that'll reduce by 15%. That's been proven time and time again by all kinds of, scientific entities and universities. They've done it with basketball. They've done it with a lot of different disciplines. Golf is no exception. So my dart board, my bullseye is basically the right edge of that target, and I'm looking for that snap to confirm that I'm staying there. Then my mind can come back and go, man, that was just nutted. And so we continue along our merry way that way. So very, very crucial that you continue to train in this manner so that you start forgetting about the golf ball and really start to hone in on your targets and where we're going. This is what's going to give you the body language and the patterns of swing that is greatly desired in this game. So enjoy that. See you next week where we'll show you how to do that with the woods. All the best.